Adversity. Trials can be a privilege. From the letter of James chapter 1 verses 1 to 4 we read, "My brothers, consider it a great joy when trials of many kinds come upon you, for you well know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance, and perseverance must complete its work so that you will become fully developed, complete, not deficient in any way." As a loving parent, you need to bring adversity into your child's life in the form of discipline. When your child acts in a negative way, you need to help them adjust their thinking and actions, don't you? Once the child learns that every time they misbehave something bad will happen, they will avoid the misbehavior in order to avoid the punishment. If the parent doesn't enforce these rules, how can the parent expect the children to learn about acceptable behavior? God, the ultimate parent, does the same with us. As troubles come into our lives, it is necessary to remember that God has allowed these challenges so that He can use them as a teachable moment. Our first reaction to adversity is the natural reaction to complain and blame God for allowing this to happen. Josh, a policeman, often tells the story that when he arrests someone for breaking the law, it's never their fault. "I had to hold up the bank because I've been out of work for a long time. I had to steal the clothing because my parents didn't buy me the fashionable stuff." Yes, these people have avoided their responsibilities for wrongdoing by blaming others. All the legal system will do, is like a parent, will explain the need to take responsibility for themselves and administer a sentence that is appropriate for their offense. There are legitimate instances where someone else tempted you to sin, but you must remember that God allowed them to tempt you. But why? Because He wanted you to grow spiritually, emotionally, and in wisdom. The question is, will you cooperate with Him, or will you resist? Remember, Josh pointed out that the hold-up man attempted to excuse his felonious behavior as not his fault but because he had been out of work for a long time. Instead of holding up a bank, it would have been far better had the man swallowed his pride, and applied for unemployment, contacted social services to help him in his time of need. But he didn't cooperate with God's way of doing things. He chose to go his own way and sin by committing a robbery. Again, James 1 verse 4, "Perseverance must complete its work so that you will become fully developed, complete, not deficient in any way." If we could foresee all the benefits the Lord had designed in our trials, maybe we'd be more cooperative. Maybe the unemployment office would have found him a job. Maybe he would have had the opportunity to lift another person's spirits at the unemployment office. Although we can't see all the specifics of God's plan, we know that His goal is to use our adversity to supply something we lack so that we will become fully developed, complete, not deficient in any way. Turn to the Lord in prayer as you search for the resolution to your problem. Adversity is painful, but rest in the Father's comforting arms, and let Him perfect His work in you. And once the storm is over, you won't remember how you made it through, how you managed to survive. You won't even be sure whether the storm is really over. But one thing is certain. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. That's what this storm's all about. Haruki Murakami.